Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm going to be doing BTC versus USD and BCH versus USD. It's been a long time since I made a BTC video open and free for everyone because I had this short position here which I have been sharing with premium members, so I didn't want to reveal any charts where I was actually giving premium signals, but it's time to close short positions for now. So I'm going to be reviewing this. Actually, let me show you the BCH chart first. It's a little bit messy here, but I hope you can see it. Remember last week I made a video on Monday. I said that the weekly candle finally closed, and it closed above the trend line, the main trend line. So this weekly candle here, the last one from last week, it managed to close above the main trend line. And I said, because it closed above the main trend line, there's a chance this is going to be bouncing here. I said it was still bearish. I said it's not clear, but it's almost 50-50. I said it was maybe 55-45. So there was a chance we were going to bounce here on the main trend line, and it seems it's what's happening now because we were very, very extended in the downside. So this was for BCH on the weekly candles. For BTC, on the weekly candles, we are below the main trend line, but still the weekly candle closed above this main significant horizontal support at 6,000. I mean, 6,000 was the significant, the most significant support here. It held the last time and it bounced hard, and it's been, the main horizontal support for BTC. And the weekly candle managed to close above that level. So there was a chance it would actually bounce there. And this is what's happening. It's bouncing because it's oversold. It's really, really oversold. It's very extended in the downside. Look at the RSI. It's about to cross bullish here in the oversold territory. So it's bouncing here. Now, how hard it's going to bounce? I would say it's going to bounce hard because it's super extended in the downside. We went down too fast and too much, so we are overdue for a bounce. But overall, we are still bearish because, bear markets are long, just like bull markets are long. So you're going to have periods of uptrends within bear markets, just like you have periods of downtrends in bull markets. Like here we had like 2 months going down, but we were still in full bull. So I would expect this to bounce to at least the main trend line and test the main trend line, this one, as a resistance. That would be the minimum bounce I would expect for now. And if we use Fibonacci from the last leg here, from here to the bottom here, let me extend this so we can see the numbers. We can see the prices here on the left. So because of the oversold nature of this leg here, typically it will bounce to the 50% level. That's that's the common what it usually happens when you have vertical movements. Either it's up or down, then the bounce usually go halfway. So to the 50%, in this case, is almost $8,000. It's 7,900. I don't know if it'll go that high, so I would say the minimum bounce is going to be to the main trend line, as I said. Wherever the price is, if it gets there, but around between 7,000 and 7,300, I would say. From 7,000 to 7,300, I would say the minimum. If it breaks above the main trend line, then I would expect it might go to the 50% Fibonacci level, which is 7,900, which would be around the same level with the moving averages here on the weekly chart. And the moving averages, the 20 and the 50 week moving averages, probably will cross bearish here, so we might bounce into the cross and then go lower. We are still bearish, so Many people are asking if it's safe to enter long. To be honest, for me personally, I don't like going longs in, during bear markets, and this is now clearly a bear market. Because we are outside this main trend line. That's it. When we were inside, I was still neutral. Remember, I was 50-50 for a very long time during all these, bounce here. So long as we were inside this triangle, I was 50-50. Once we broke below this triangle, well, now I'm bearish. So because of this, because it broke the main trend line. With this said, of course, I don't think we are that far from the bottom, but I would still expect lower lows at some point. So if you ask me, I wouldn't go long here, but I mean, up to you. If you're more risky than me, then you can, go long here and maybe close your position when it touches the main trend line here as a resistance, or maybe keep holding and see if it'll make it to the 50%. You can try. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to be watching it and waiting patiently and short from up higher if I see the opportunity. That's what I would do and how I would manage it. But yeah, so that's how I see it. For BTC, either we bounce off on the main trend line and go lower, or we break through this and go to the 50% fib level, which is also a significant level, 7,900, which is, it's going to be around the level with the moving averages and then lower. But I mean, 5,000 BTC, it's very, very likely in my opinion. Now, BCH versus US dollar. Well, I said before, the last weekly candle closed above the main trend line, so we are probably bouncing here. We are very oversold as well, so we were overdue for a bounce. So we've been shorting here and here. It's time to close short positions here and just wait, because it'll probably bounce. How hard or how high? Well, I don't know. Maybe to the 20 period moving average here on the weekly. Maybe to the main downtrend resistance here. I wouldn't try to guess this, but yeah, I wouldn't go long either. Like, I mean, this is only a bounce because it's very oversold. Yeah, guys, in general, we are bouncing because we were oversold. I would anticipate something like that, something like maybe like this, bounce on the main trend line. If we even make it that high, maybe a 1,000 something, 1,200, which is the previous significant high here. And, from there we will see 1,200 more or less here. Maybe even not that much, maybe just 1,000. So I would say either 1,000, because 1,000 is this is the top here of the very first significant high. So I would say either 1,000 or either 1,200, and then bounce off and continue down, because the markets are bearish in general. That would be my targets for BCH versus USD. And I think that's all. But yeah, basically this video was to say close short positions now and just wait. And we are still bearish, but we were overdue for a bounce. That's all. So let's see how this plays out. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.